new patch is out and it's way smaller than we hoped. It looks like Epic is holding back the new weapon mods, the new weapon amps, and augments for Season 2 at this point. However, we still did get a couple new items in the game as well as a balance patch, which is why I think it's a great time for me to finally make a tier list on every item currently available in Fortnite Chapter 5. To be honest, this is perfect timing since I already analyzed every weapon of Chapter 5 in depth on my channel in the last couple weeks, and I feel very confident in my placements. While we go through the list, keep in mind that these weapons will be ranked as what they do best, of course. We will not rank an SMG badly if it doesn't do well on long range, or a sniper rifle badly if it does bad on close range. Well, it is also insanely good close range, but you get the point. We will also rank all non-weapon items, like the new EMP stealth camo. Okay, we're beginning right away. First up, the trash tier. We will be starting at trash tier loot and slowly work our way up all the way to the top of S tier. Our first item in trash tier is the freshly unvaulted Anvil rocket launcher. While it is indeed a fun item to play around with, and if you ever manage to hit a shot, you will deal 100 damage on blue, 105 damage on purple, and 110 damage on legendary. However, this thing shoots so incredibly slowly, while also making the area where the rocket is going to land visible to the enemy. Yes, you can force people to leave a bush if you shoot this thing at the bush, but the animation is slow and you will get hit by a weapon that actually does damage while aiming this thing. Anyone that isn't literally AFK will be able to dodge it, as the impact radius is also incredibly small. So small that it doesn't even in fact cover a whole bush. I legit shot it at someone in a bush and he didn't even move and still didn't get hit. It is absolutely even at the bottom of trash tier. The only redeeming factor is that it deals damage to cars, completely one-shotting them, and cars have been very strong this season. However, it is still insanely easy for people in the cars to get out, and also you cannot really waste an inventory slot on this. Next, the Hyper SMG. I know some of you like it, and it does have one redeeming factor as well, which is how easy it is to shoot close range or with aim assist. However, it is insanely bad at what it should be good at, dealing a lot of damage in close range. The DPS is simply too slow to compete with any other weapon in the game. Even hip firing long range ARs like the Nemesis do more damage on average than this piece of trash. Which is why it belongs in trash tier, even after the small buff it got with yesterday's patch. For those of you that don't know, the Hyper SMG has received an increase in overall accuracy via tightened bullet spread. It is still trash though, and easily takes the place next to the Anvil rocket launcher as the second worst weapon in Chapter 5 Season 1. The last item in trash tier will be the new mystical cardboard box. No idea why it's mystical. Yes, there are some funny meme plays to be done with this, and to be fair, I love having items like this in the game simply because they really are fun. However, of course, being able to hide in a cardboard is not good enough to warrant an item slot in your inventory. However, guys, augments. The augment Hide and Heal has been added to Fortnite, even though augments aren't in the game yet. This is actually a good reason to believe augments are coming way sooner than Season 2, now that I actually think about it, which would honestly be insanely cool. I've been waiting for them for a while now. And with this new augment, you gain a cardboard box and regenerate health and partial shields while in a hideable prop. That seems okay-ish together with this augment, but I'm sure it's going to be better to choose different augments. However, guys, augments aren't even in the game yet, and in its current state, I cannot place it any higher than trash tier. Okay, one level higher, we have C tier. Items that will have value, however, they should be in nobody's preferred loadout. First up, the Firefly Jar. To be honest, I didn't even know you could get them until yesterday. Yes, I've seen Valeria throw them at me before, but I've never been a huge fan of them anyways. The Firefly Jar, I can't speak, guys. TS playing moment. The Firefly Jar does 40 DPS, which isn't too bad and is a good way to deal with campers. However, there is a way better item for this, which is also throwable, that we are going to be talking about later. Anyways, I feel happy putting them down here in C tier, but if you guys think it deserves B tier, let me know in the comments. You're wrong. Next is the Crash Pad Junior. In my opinion, exact definition of C tier that I just made. It has some value every time you use it. However, nobody wants this in their inventory late game. Yes, you will use this early game in drop fights, but that's about it. It simply doesn't give enough movement to be even called in the same sentence as the grapple blade or shockwave grenades. C tier is perfect for the Crash Pad Junior. Bandages. Honestly, not much to say here. You will pick them in dire need, but that's it. Same with all of the food, including flowberries. While flowberries are obviously better than the rest of the food, I still don't see putting food in trash tier because it obviously has a use, and I cannot put flowberries higher than C tier because again, nobody will ever put them willingly in their inventory late game. EMP grenades, I don't like them very much. However, they certainly have some use and getting hit by them doesn't feel very nice. You can also use them to break down cars and steal money from vending machines. However, I just don't see a way to put this into any build ever. I really wonder how you guys feel about them though. This is the one I'm least confident about, but in my mind, they are in C tier. That's already all the items I have for C tier. Just as with the upcoming tiers, let me know if you disagree, and if you want, even tell me your full tier list in the comments. Okay, B tier. Weapons and items that are usable, and some people like running them in their builds, while there is still objectively better counterparts. My first pick is the pump shotgun. I understand that in builds some people place it higher than the auto shotgun, but especially for zero build, which is all I play, I have no doubt in my mind that the auto shotgun outperforms it in almost every single situation. If the hyper SMG wasn't so trash, perhaps you could pump switch. However, it is trash. If we do end up getting weapon amps soon, and we get the auto fire mod for the Thunderburst, I can see that being a legit offense for the pump. However, the pump stays and falls with its sidearms, and weirdly enough, apart from the sniper rifle built into a shotgun, 100% must watch video on my channel by the way, it just doesn't have one that's convincing me to put it any higher than B tier so far. I can honestly not believe it, but that's all I have for B tier. Normally B tier is the wildest category in every patch, but this shows that chapter 5 is actually way more balanced around A tier than most people think. Most people think about a certain weapon in S tier and say the season balance is completely broken, but let me show you guys A tier. Let's start with the grapple blade and shockwave grenades. I will put both of them into A tier despite shockwave grenades being the superior movement, because the grapple blade 100% has consistency on its side. Not consistency in the actual movement, it bugs out quite a lot. But in effect, it is infinite movement for the rest of the match the moment you get it. I did run out of shockwave grenades many times. I have not run out of grapples. And having no movement is insanely much worse for your chances of winning than having worse movement. Yes, shockwave grenade pushes are insanely good, but the point stands. The rest of the shields and heals, apart from one that will go straight in S tier, floppers, medkits, shieldies, big shields, blue fish, it's all good. The health items, of course, only when you carry multiple medallions or your teammate has flowberry fish, and the shield items are self-explanatory. The ballistic shield is super hard to deal with, and I think while I personally never played it, there was a valid argument putting it in S tier last patch even, which I personally wouldn't have done. However, it is now way easier to stagger someone by simply shooting the shield, since that's the nerf it received with this patch. It is really good at cheesing damage on your enemies, and yes, similar to all other items in A tier and above, people play this in their builds. The ranger pistol is probably the most underrated weapon of the season, apart from perhaps another one that you will see in S tier in a moment. It is super accurate, it has good TPS, fast reload speed, and no real downside. It is only A tier because two weapons that are played similarly have higher DPS. Pretty much the same can be said about the Thunderburst SMG. Mark my words, the moment the weapon amp mod drops that will give it auto fire, this thing will be the new S tier go-to mid-range weapon. I don't like burst weapons, and many other people don't either, and I think this is the main thing holding back the Thunderburst SMG. The moment the Thunder SMG drops, things will change. EMP Stealth Camo. The new item is way better than you might first think. First up, it helps you rotate through the map, kind of filling in a movement slot. However, for its movement aspect alone, this would not be any stronger than C tier. The good thing is that if you walk up on an enemy and switch to your shotgun, you will basically hit them with an EMP grenade, destroying their shield and messing with their movement. Usually letting you land enough shotgun shots to fully eliminate them before they can even react. This will also do AoE damage if you are in front of multiple enemies. The only reason I'm not putting this in S tier is that people will sometimes see you sneaking up on them, getting a big advantage on you instead, and of course you are using a slot that could have been used on a legit movement tool instead. However, it is 100% underrated by the community at this point. Play around with it, it is insanely strong. And the last item I will put in A tier might confuse some of my viewers, since I place it above a certain weapon in S tier that I will talk about in a moment. However, the meta shift is responsible for my choice here. The Nemesis AR. It is still underrated by a lot of people, but it's insanely versatile. It has higher damage per shot than a striker and is way more accurate for slightly longer range. However, since the introduction of the Enforcer AR, the effective range is no longer as impressive on the Nemesis AR. It still is an absolute killer and deserves its spot all the way at the very top of A tier. And now finally, we are at the very top of the food chain. All S tier items of Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 1. They will be in order, by the way, because that's more exciting. Number 7, Burger King. No, not this time. Number 7, Flowberry Fizz. This new shielding item is insanely strong. Not only does it shield for 100 shield, it also shields your teammates that are nearby. Plus gives you and your team insane movement for 4 jumps at a time. This unlocks new playstyles like the Shockwave super jumps and combines insanely well with the auto shotgun. It is also great to be able to use just as much shield as you currently need, as using a big shield on 20 shields can feel bad. You don't have this issue with Flowberry Fizz. Also, medallions are in the game, which don't fully shield you up. And if you have more than one, Flowberry Fizz is the perfect shielding item for you. Great addition to the game and my first pick for S tier. Number 6. Cluster Klinger. I have not really been using them all too much myself, as I can't often fit them into my inventory. However, there is no doubt about its strengths. I've seen solos, duos, trios, squads, cars, and everything in between fall to them. I've been absolutely murdered inside walls and bunkers. This is an insanely easy to hit grenade that does a lot of damage, perfect against campers, but also perfect as a camper. I hate them, but I hate them because they are a pain to deal with. Number 5, the lock-on pistol. This weapon was recently reintroduced to Fortnite, and while it has no attachments and only comes in blue rarity, it is still at the top in Season 1. The DPS is insane, the lock-on system lets you cheese out damage, the accuracy is unbeaten, and it's the only hit scan weapon in the game right now. What you get with the lock-on pistol is basically a free snipe every time your enemy doesn't see you coming. Just that you can also keep spamming it right after using the lock-on system to get the numbers up even higher. Ask yourself, if you could start every single fight with a guaranteed sniper rifle body shot, would that be good? Yes, that would be insanely overpowered, right? Well, you got it with the lock-on pistol if you are in the range for it. It's a slapped-on weapon, and in my in-depth guide, I'm showing you all the details and comparing it with its competitors and much more. Can really recommend that video. Okay, number 4. This will be a surprise to many of you, but to you guys, I say, watch my Enforcer AR, guys. Yes, guys, this weapon is insanely weak as an AR. However, guys, if you build it into a sniper rifle hybrid in the vault, you get one of the strongest DMRs of all time. And guys, it was also buffed this patch. The Enforcer AR has received a slight increase in bullet speed, damage, and headshot damage. And it was already super underrated before. This weapon has many advantages over the sniper rifle even. Again, I will link my in-depth guide on exactly Enforcer AR versus sniper rifle in the description and the end card. However, let me very briefly explain the main advantage. Does this ring a bell, guys? You snipe an enemy, use your shockwave grenade, and push them with your auto shotgun. Yes? Well, guess what? This very basic play that happens literally every single match would have been way better if you used an Enforcer AR instead. It does way more DPS than a sniper rifle, usually allowing you to hit roughly 150 damage to your enemy before doing the push, instead of the 110 to 120 you deal with the sniper rifle instead. This means you need 1 to 2 auto shotgun shots less to finish the fight. Yes, of course the sniper rifle has the advantage that you can hit a headshot and end the fight right away. However, there's no question in my mind that the Enforcer AR is the supreme long range weapon for consistency. If you want that, the Enforcer AR is your go-to long range weapon and in my opinion deserving of rank 4 in S tier. We officially reached the top 3. This video, oh my god, it got way longer than I thought. If you guys have been enjoying it, would be cool if you leave a like and subscribe, by the way. But yeah, let's go for it. Number 3, the Striker AR. What can I say? This weapon has been in everyone's inventory for the whole first half of Season 1. It is insanely versatile and has the highest DPS in the game. It is better hipfire SMG than both SMGs in the game and starts absolutely demolishing once you put a red eye or hollow on it. The recoil is super easy to meine Güte. TFK moment. I read the sentence 3 times already. The recoil is super easy to control and the mythic version, Nisha Striker AR, is unbeatable in mid-range. There we go, guys. Applause, please. Applause. This weapon deserves its slot as the king of all ARs and even king of all SMGs in Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 1. Number 2, the auto shotgun. The most dominating weapon of Season 1. The only downside of this weapon is that everyone else is also playing it, forcing you to avoid close range fights as long as possible if you want to survive this season. It easily has enough power in the tank for 2 players, and the only legit downside of the weapon is reload speed, which does suck in third-party situations, however doesn't matter in the slightest in an actual 1v1. You will not run out of bullets. Either the enemy eliminates you in 2 seconds or the other way around. This is easily my top close range pick for this season, and I'm sure most of you guys will agree with me on this one. And lastly, finally, our number 1 weapon ahead of everything else on pretty much all ranges is the sniper rifle. Yes, even after the nerf it got yesterday, where the bullet speed was lowered and the bullet drop increased, it doesn't matter. Having one-shot potential with up to 5 bullets per mag in a season where there is an abundance of sniper ammo is enough to place the thing at number 1 easily. The worst part is, since attachments got introduced to the game, you can even build close-range sniper rifles too. I made a video on the triple sniper build where you play 2 sniper rifles that you keep switching like it's double pump for close to mid-range while using a third normal sniper rifle for long range, and the build was actually insanely strong, using sniper rifles only. One of my latest videos was about building a sniper shotgun, and it was way better than the pump shotgun. I built it without a scope, angled grip for faster ADS, and a drum mag for increased mag, and it was so good I couldn't believe it. This weapon is the biggest nightmare for everyone in Season 1. I can easily place it at number 1 of S tier. But I'm super excited to hear your list. What would you change? What are your top 5 weapons? Let me know in the comments below. I'm honestly super interested. And also guys, I'm still a super small channel and it's my dream to actually change them. I would really appreciate it if you like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, appreciate the effort, or best case want to see my future videos on all the new stuff that's coming to Fortnite.